Okay, so we are going to be doing a circle, right? The goal for this is not for you to be perfect, but it's for you to practice. The more you practice is the better it gets. Practice bring perfection, and that's what I want. So we're going to start with a circle. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to actually cut my fabric here because I have a lot of fabric here. I just want it to be just a circle only, and then we also have the square to work with as well. Okay, so I cut out some of the circle, that's fine. I have a full circle here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with a half circle, right? Once you're working with a circle, you wanna take the eyes of your needle and put it exactly on the beginning of the circle, or the very point of the circle. So for me now, I have the beginning here. If you have we're gonna do another full circle. So you would see that we don't have to, we can stop anyway, but the goal is that you just wanna have a beginning and of course an end, right? So the goal here, let me just move closer, is for you to pivot. The goal here now is for you to be pivoting when you're turning slowly. So think of this as like you're driving a car and you're going around a curve. You want to make sure you go around nicely, right? So exactly as this is pretty much the exact same thing. So the lines that I have here is pretty much the road, and the road, you want to stay on the road as you drive, right? So let's get started. So my machine is very fast, so I would have to just take my time. So now I start my back stitch, I start my front stitch, and then I make my back stitch. So hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go. So now I'm holding my fabric really steady, like you see I have it here. And then I'm just pivoting. I am actually pivoting. So pivoting means I'm turning the fabric slightly, slowly, but slightly. So I could actually stay on line. And then my eyes now is exactly on the line that I draw. All right, so you can see that here. I'm going exactly round, 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 round. The goal is for you to take your time and then continue pivoting, and try to stay in control, because remember, say if you're driving, you want your eyes to be on the road, right? So the line is the road, because if you kind of get your eyes off the road, what's gonna happen? You may cause accident, you may skid off, and you don't want that, right? So you just want to keep your eyes on the road. That's exactly what we're gonna do here. Then we're gonna come to the end and we're gonna do our back stitch. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the full circle here for you now. All right, so this is it here. So one of the perfection to get, really clear on this is to practice. So if you didn't get it fine, that's okay. Practice again, you'll get there for sure. So we're gonna start here. So this one is a full circle for me. I have a little bumps in the road here, but that's okay. I'm just gonna come here. So I'm gonna start anywhere, gonna be my starting point, okay? All right, then I put it down evenly, and then my eyes is exactly on the line, and then my hand is going to pivot. It's like you're turning the wheel to go around a curve, a circle, a curve in the road is the exact same thing. So keep your eyes on the road regardless of what's going on. That's not your concern. Your eyes is on the road. So I'm going to do my back stitch, and then I'm going to take my time. And for this machine I have to take my time. And guys, if you go off one or two stitches, not a big deal. The goal is that you just continue. Don't stop and say, oh, I messed it up. Nope, just continue. So I'm just gonna straighten up myself. You see, something I had to leave up just to straighten up, and that's okay. So my eyes continue on the line, which is my road, and I'm turning, guys. See, taking my time and I'm turning. So I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna straighten up this here. I think I have to adjust my my tension here, but I just want to finish it up so you could actually see here. So I'm just gonna move, continue, and I'm taking time. This is a very fast machine. So my eyes is on the road, right? On the road, continue on the road. So I just move when I think, I'm a little off the road, so I kind of lift up and settle myself back on the road. So if I was to go a little bit faster, see my eyes is still on the road, and it's all about control. I'm controlling the fabric, so I'm going to stop right here, settle nicely, and I'm coming to the end. So I come to the end here, and I do my back stitch, and I'm done my circle, right? So What I'm looking is not for perfect circle. I'm looking for control. Your eyes remain on the road as you go. And then that's where you get better and better as you do the circle, okay? So I'm gonna just do this last one here. And this one is just a half circle. And then we'll do the square. So we're gonna come again. So as I always teach with my students, I always say, take your time. There's no reason for you to run with speed, because sometimes you want to get a beautiful work done right the first time, right? Because your seam ripper will be a friend if you make the mistake. But where a lot of people get frustrated with sewing is when they have to rip it out. Oh my goodness, I sew all this and I have to rip it out and do it again. So to avoid all this, you're taking your time is one of your best friends in learning the art of sewing. Patience is very therapeutic, but you have to have a lot of patience. And it actually helps you as well, because it helps you sort of respect the craft, and you know that, wow, this actually calming me down, because I'm not making mistakes as I used to, because I'm taking my time. Awesome. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing, practicing to make sure we get that very, very nicely done. Okay, next we're going to do here is the box corner. And what we're going to do with the box corner is pivot and turn. So I'm going to start in the end. It's like you come into a road, you pivot and you turn. You don't stop. So let's go. So I put it in the middle here. Sorry, in the beginning here. Then I'm going to start. And then I'm going to come here. Now, this is what I'm going to ask for. When you're coming closer to the end of the place where you have to turn, I'm going to walk. So I use my hand wheel. Right, and I walk up, then I turn nicely with my needle in the fabric, okay? Very, very important. And I continue. Again, my eyes is on the road, and I'm just guiding the fabric. See, my hand is stayed. Coming to the end. I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'm gonna walk my way over again. Just do one more walk in. Fantastic. All right, and then I wanna pivot and turn. I'm gonna come down again. Good. I'm gonna walk my way nicely. Pivot and turn. And I'll come back to my home stretch here. Come to the home stretch. I'm gonna walk my way nicely. Come here to the very end. And then I'm gonna do my back stitch. And I'm done. All right. So I'm done my pivot and turn. So the goal here now is that you want to get those corners nice and sharp. That's pretty much the goal for this exercise. So I will do the last one and we will wrap, and you would practice. So again, it's still following a straight line. Your eyes is on the road. Come close and I walk to my destination, then I pivot and I turn. I continue sewing, eyes on the road, come close to my destination, pivot and turn. Lift up, we're gonna continue. Okay, come close to my destination, pivot, and I do my last turn. Continue. And then I walk to the end of the line and I do my back stitch. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for your circles and your pivot and turn.